Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a modern family apartment, and I say this too much for it to actually be very different from what I usually do, but it's very different to what I usually do. But as I said, I feel like if I say that all the time, is it really different? But anyways, besides the point. So modern interiors are definitely not something that I do a lot of. I'm more, I guess, like traditional cluttered family style interiors. And when I did this apartment build, I originally wanted it to be a more traditional style build, but when I went into this apartment and realized, with the big windows and I guess the shape of it, it was more of a modern build, so I had to just go with a modern interior despite the fact that originally I didn't want to. But I still think that it turned out okay. So with this particular modern interior, I definitely went with something that was very sleek and not very cluttered and just very neutral colors and streamlined and, modern, I guess. Whenever I do modern builds, I always get really worried that I don't have enough furniture or I have too much furniture, because I think that usually, from what I've seen from modern builds, is that they're pretty underfurnished, I guess, if you had to pick, and they're just kind of like streamlined and sleek and all that kind of stuff. So I tried to do that with this build, so it's not cluttered at all, it's very minimal. But yeah, I still, looking at it now, I like it, but I just have this is there enough furniture? Is there enough decoration? I can't help but worry about it. It was really, really hard to decide what to put in the kitchen and all the other rooms without going overboard. So I felt like it needed something a little bit extra, so I did put in the coloured tiling. And it just took me a little while to get the colour that I wanted, because I felt like the blue was too much, and then I ended up with a creamy neutral colour. I didn't really clutter up any of the counter spaces at all, and I did put that little bar in there because I kind of felt like that looked sort of fancy and modern. I imagine that the family that lived in this apartment would also have a decent amount of money. They've got a pretty large modern top floor apartment, so it makes sense. Also, the views from this apartment are incredible. I'm jealous of them. It's so weird. Here I am in The Sims, actually jealous and looking at the view that my sim has, wishing I had that view. But you know what, actually I don't wish I had that view, because I don't really like being up high that much. So if I had to live in this apartment, I would not be happy about that. But you get the point. Anyway, moving on to the lounge room now, and I really wanted to use the lounges that you just saw before, but they only came in 2-seaters, so I had to mix this 3-seater and the 2-seater, even though they don't technically match. But I feel like they matched enough for it to not be a massive issue. I do end up changing that rug to something a little bit more black and white. At this stage, I wasn't exactly sure what the colour theme would be or what would look best. But then once I sort of put these paintings in, I decided that a black and white with a little bit of cream would be a much better colour theme. And I really liked the way that it turned out. I've never really used that cherry blossom, sorry. I've never really used that painting before, but I think it looks so good there, and I really want to use it more often, but I think that it has to be used in the right space. So I'm kind of just doing the dining area now. It was just a really big space to furnish, so I ended up putting the larger dining table, just with a really simple plant. So as I said, the colours are kind of black, white and cream with some hints of blue as well, which sort of come through here and there. That pot plant on the table is sort of a little bit blue, and there's just a few other little bits throughout. So I put a little cat cage thing under there because I didn't really know what else to put under the stairs. I definitely had, as I said before, had a bit of trouble deciding how much clutter to put in this build without going over the top, but then also not wanting to under clutter the house. I did forget to mention this is up on the gallery as per usual. So then this room here is a TV media room. I felt that was pretty I don't know, cool and authentic and whatnot. So I did that. And this is where I kind of brought a little bit more of the blue into the colour theme. I did again have trouble with this room because it was kind of a weird shape. I didn't know where to put stuff. But I ended up really liking the way that it turned out. It was pretty simple and just nice. I really liked the rug that I ended up using. I thought that it looked really cool and sleek and modern. Also that TV, damn, I'd love a TV like that where I live. That would be awesome. Like, not even gonna lie, that would just be so incredibly cool. This TV though, like, was really hard to put a TV cabinet under it, so I just put that little thing in the corner and thought, yeah, that should be fine. And then I'm going around putting in some paintings. I feel like without custom content, it is very hard to decorate a house in a modern style. I don't think that there is a lot of modern furniture in the game. That's just me personally. I also I don't know if it's that I don't actively look for it, but I don't tend to see as many modern homes either built in The Sims. But then again, like, maybe I just haven't really looked for them. And I haven't ever actually YouTubed like modern Sims 4 home, which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like recording this and then I'm going to go to bed, and I think that I might actually do that because it would be really cool to kind of look up after the fact. Anyway, coming into the master bedroom down here, and this one I had just heaps of trouble with. I couldn't get the colours to match. It was one of those things where, EA, I love you, but for just every fibre in my body just wants you to get the just good colour swatches. So I kind of went with like white, though kind of like white and gold, but then all this other furniture didn't have the white and gold colour swatch, and I end up getting something that I'm pretty happy with, but it did take me a little while to get there. There was also that weird cut because, as I said, it took me so long to just get the colours that I wanted that I was doing too much fiddling around. I just had to like cut some of it out. I end up just putting in this little chest of drawers, as well as the kind of like the wardrobe area behind the bed there, and then I also put in, I believe, like a chair or something, but what you see is not the 110% final layout of this room. It's pretty close, but I do think that I go back and just change a couple other little minor things just to make it a little bit better, because I just still wasn't 100% happy with it. It's okay, and like looking back at it now, I like it a lot more. It's just, it was a hard room. I don't know why. I can't even get into the swatches right now, honestly. It's just gonna make me sad. So we'll just wait for this room to finish. But actually, those little rugs, like the corner ones, I love them. I think that they're so cool. They look really cool in the corner of a room, or you can put like 4 of them together and make really cute little like oddly shaped round rugs. So I use those a little bit in this house because I really love them. I think that they're like really, really cute. So yeah, you'll see that a little bit as the build goes along. At the moment, I'm just trying to like tread water so we can get out of this bloody master bedroom. But like, look at that view. That view is incredible. I love the views in the Sims game, and that's so weird to say about like a fake game, but I am like honest, I just love it. It's just, I'm going on too much now, but as I said, I'm treading water so we can talk about a different room. You know what, I'm just going to talk about a different room anyway. This house has a gym, and I can't for the life of me remember if I included the recording of the gym or not, but it's just like this little room off to the back of the house apartment, and yeah, it's just like this little cool little gym. This is also on the gallery. It's under like 2 different parts because you have to upload it as rooms, so like there's the first story and the second story. So if you did want to download it, you should be able to. Hopefully it'll work. Now we actually are finally into a different room. So this is the study. I felt like this was pretty appropriate. So again, just trying to find that right balance between too cluttered and not cluttered enough. And I actually really liked the way that this room turned out. I thought that it was really cool, and I like the chess table kind of near the window there, and just like the little bookshelf, because I really like that bookshelf from the City Living pack. But I feel like I do have trouble deciding where to put it because it is such a large modern piece. So it was really cool to be able to use it in an awesome way in this build. And there I am using that corner rug again because, as I said, it is so cool. I just love it. Yeah, I could totally see myself also just like playing chess right near those like beautiful windows. It'd be so cool. So that's the little study area. And then I just do this really simple little area where you first walk into the house. I end up going with like a little, like a seat, bench kind of thing that was a vintage glamour item. And I just kind of felt like you'd come into the house and you'd sit down and you'd take your shoes off or put your shoes on, or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I thought it was a really cute little touch. And I also put this really cool light against the wall. Once again, I haven't used that light ever, but I've always really liked it. And I just felt like it goes really well in this house. So it's oh no, I cut it out. That is so annoying. You'll see it in screenshots, but it's like this like really cool wall lamp thing from Vintage Glamour. So yeah, we are into the bedrooms now. And this one is a teenage girl's room pretty much. I think there's 2 teenage girls' rooms, a teenage boys' room, and a kid's room. I still tried to go with like the really modern theme for the bedrooms. This one is very like white and Pinteresty and sleek. I would actually really love a bedroom like this. I really like all white. I think that it's very elegant looking, and this would be a really cool room. The only problem with it is I don't have my computer desk, and I need that. But you know, makeup table and all that kind of stuff. So there is only one kid's room in this build, because I was kind of thinking that this would be a house that the parents bought once all their kids were a little bit older and were able to kind of appreciate and respect a more expensive house. I think that like when you're little kids, you know, you don't really have a good concept of money and stuff like that. So I kind of thought that this family, they always wanted like a really nice downtown apartment, but they waited for all their kids to get a little bit older so that there wasn't, you know, mess everywhere and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. As I said, I make a story out for every single build I do these days. So that's kind of the story I was thinking here. So just, yeah. 3 teenagers and a kid, but the kid's like a little bit older. So there's not like a lot of toys or, you know, like kids memorabilia and that kind of stuff around, because the kids are sort of like past that age, I guess. Yeah, but it was really fun doing the bedrooms for this house because I love doing like Pinterest style teenage girl bedrooms. I think it's just because it's the kind of bedroom that I would like myself. So it's kind of like, I'll just pretend I'm making myself a bedroom and it's really fun. The only thing that I did sort of struggle with a little bit, it was just the really high wall heights. I find them really hard to work with. And I don't know if everyone else does or if it's just me, but yeah, that's just how I feel about that. So this is like the second girl's bedroom, which was a slightly different colour theme, but still the Pinteresty style. And again, like I love both of these bedrooms. I think that they're really, really cool. This one has sort of that like, is it turquoise maybe? Aqua? I don't know. But it has like that kind of blue colour into it, and I can't pick which one I like more. Like if I had to pick one of these rooms, I just don't know. I think that they're both awesome in their own unique way. Like I really love that chest of drawers from the City Living. I think that they're so cool. And I just love the kind of hints of gold in this room, because I do sort of change it up a little bit because I wanted it to match that mirror that I placed down. So it did start off with like the sort of aqua, turquoise, the blue colour that we can't decide, and then it ended up being white and gold. And I also used that painting from Seasons above the bed, which again I haven't really used that often because I can never find the right space for it. So I felt like I could use a whole lot of decoration items that I haven't ever been able to use before because they don't really fit into my other builds, and I was able to use them in this build, and I just really loved that. And I went in for the 3rd time with that exact same corner rug. I just think it's so cool. Like I low-key want one for my bedroom. I think it's just awesome. So that kind of went in the corner there, and I feel like it just goes really well with this house. I actually really do like this house. I was kind of unsure about it, but as I'm watching the speed build go along, I'm feeling a bit more confident about it. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes over time you have like a different opinion or view of how you see your builds. So it's nice to like go back sometimes and look at builds again and just see like if you feel like you've improved or not. Some builds I go back and I'm like, oh my god, what was I thinking? But ones like this, like I actually like it a lot more the second time around. You will be catching little glimpses of it. But there's like a big open area like looking down into the main living area in this build. It will be captured more in screenshots. It's kind of hard doing apartments because you don't really include the building in it. It's more just like the furnishing, so it can be like some items can be missed out on a little bit. Yeah, so this is the kids' room. I kind of like low-key felt sorry for the kid that had to live in this room because there's not a whole lot of like toys and stuff for entertainment, and I was like, oh. So I ended up just like, I put that cat doll bear thing in there, And I was like, yeah, that's probably enough. And I ended up keeping, I'm pretty sure I kept that painting table, and I was like, yeah, this kid's just like super artistic and doesn't care that, you know, it doesn't need toys. It's beyond toys or something like that. I don't know. As I said, it'd be like an older kid, not like a, I don't know, you have like a 5-year-old kid and then like a 10-year-old or a 12 or a 13-year-old kid. And I feel like it's like a 13-year-old kid, not like 10 or 5 or something. Anyway, I'm just saying random numbers now. I need to shut up. So, yeah, this room was pretty cute actually, because I didn't have a lot of space to work with, but I really do like the way that it turned out. And I think that this room has one of the best views. Like, it's got all these windows everywhere, so even though it's definitely one of the smaller bedrooms, I kind of just feel like, you know, you got to be happy with that view. And I did end up putting in that like decoration toy, because I was like, you know what, that works. And oh, I thought I kept that paint thing there. Okay, apparently I got rid of the painter's table and put a bookshelf there. So maybe I was thinking this kid is just like a real bookworm or something. That kind of makes me feel better about the whole situation. This kid loves to read. Yeah, that'll work. So the last bedroom after this one is the teenage boys' bedroom. And, oh, I knew I kept that thing there. Okay, anyway, sorry. Teenage boys' bedroom, which is what we're going to be doing now. And I also love the way that this one turned out. I went kind of like really plain colours and still kept it like really sleek, but I feel like I gave it a masculine feel, I guess you could say, however you want to, you know, look at it. I ended up going with like a brownie kind of theme, and I just think it looks really good. But this is the last room that we're furnishing on camera, and we are approaching screenshots, so I am going to head off. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this speed build, and I really hope to catch you all in another video here on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and just do all that jazz. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye everybody!
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you've been through, why you got scars. Since you walked through the door, I've been trying to reach you, cause I feel you. What's the story to tell, what's the story behind the mountain you're trying to climb? Think I've heard it before,